Hi there, welcome to some of the latest news on the Noah Presgrove case. Within the community, there has been supposedly breaking news regarding Kathy Bingham, the private investigator, being stalked by Texas boys or something. You got Donna Bond, a person within the community, talking about it as well. What the hell's going on? What's gone down ever since me, one day of not doing any videos? A lot has happened. I'm going to be bringing it all together today. From the Reddit perspective, with some screenshots, text messages, photos, and then Facebook itself, original poster or what, looking at comments, questions, and answers. And I'll be giving you my raw reaction to it all today because it's the first time I've come across this, and it's only happened recently. Welcome to those that are watching this video right now, the live premiere. If you're here right now, share your thoughts, opinions, reactions in the live chat box, right-hand side of the screen, as you can see. And at any point you want to elaborate, you want to fill in any grey areas, questions, whatever it may be, leave your thoughts and comments down below under this video. You'll also find a pinned comment by me with some additional links if you do want to support this channel. Shout out to those that have done recently. Shout out to Skippy, good individual, and then a few others along the way supporting the channel. If you are interested in recent coverage from the case, this, and maybe others, top right corner screen, I symbol. Notifications don't always work. My videos being silenced, me being silenced, lots of BS, typical shit, different day. Be sure to catch up on my previous videos. As said, I symbol, top right corner of the screen, hover over that, click, you'll be able to find it all there, right? Now, as for a backstory behind all of this, I can't really give one because it's my first time seeing all of it. But what I do want to say as a bit of a disclaimer is, in today's video, no matter how negative the theme or topic or shocking and breaking news as it may be to those out there, what I'm presenting today is not directly from my mouth, okay? So if it does highlight or put anyone in a negative light, whether it be true or false, it's not from me. I'm just simply looking at some of the latest discussions and posts within the community, which is supposed to be about the Noah Presgrove case. Now, is this level of dark physical resistance a form of getting too close to the truth and people don't want that? That those causing the resistance are also those from the party at the time? Who knows, anything's possible at this point. But I'm just giving you my raw reactions in a balanced way, or at least trying to do so. You might get the odd name who's in the darkness, and they may watch my videos, but hopefully they understand the coverage as of today. And if people want to set the record straight from their point of view, they can do so in the comment section down below. And as for comments, we'll be talking about that later, because there are still some extremely ignorant humans that can't get it into here about it. So Warlike Raf will be explaining it later. So don't go anywhere, okay? Without further ado, let's begin first, I guess, on Facebook, and then transition on over to Reddit. So here we are. This was by Donna Bond, 18 hours ago on Noah Presgrove's Army. And it reads, everyone needs to be safe. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you happen to notice this car taking pictures of your property, messing around with your vehicle, or following you, call the law enforcement straight away. So when you first read that, you're thinking, okay, it sounds like a level of danger. You got to be cautious of a particular individual or group. And this being posted in the Noah Presgrove's Army page is quite worrying, right? You'd be thinking, is this to do with party goers? Is this to do with parents of the party goers silencing people? What the hell's going on, right? That was my initial reaction. We got a photo here. Is it CCTV footage? Might be. This is supposedly the vehicle in question. If you see it, be careful. Is this person, is the driver dangerous? We need to check the comment section out, don't we? Because what's the significance and relevance to this with the case, or is it just a community issue, right? Maybe not everybody understands where I'm coming from, but those from the Dylan Rounds case will. In the Dylan Rounds case, You had a range of people gathering together within a community, and on and off people talking about the case, but other things too. Then it led to disagreements, drama, conflict, backlash, and it wasn't directly to do with the case exactly, but people were within that community at the time talking about other stuff, and then it escalated, and it took it away from the case and more about themselves, and people were getting harassed online, people were getting stalked in real life. It was a step too far, very unnecessary. People with their own issues and problems with one another, taking it out against one another within a case, which was kind of making a mockery of it. But here, is it different? That's why we begin reading. Got all the comments there. Andrea, do you know who this vehicle belongs to? No answer. Michelle, who is this? Who are they? No answer. Pamela, there are some spies with fake names on accounts, and this is one I've seen used recently by one of them. So be careful what you believe. It would depend if it's from the Donna Bond or the one portraying to be her. What? So there is supposedly a fake account of Donna Bond to paint a bad picture of her. The Donna Bond says, "This is my profile. It's the only one I have. Where have you seen another one like this?" And people saying it's the real Donna. Chaz, so this Donna Bond woman's profile is legit. I'm not going to say any names, but I've heard it was a fake. So I'm just making sure. Wow. So within the community, there is confusion. That's not good. Donna responds, "If you don't mind me asking, who did you hear it from? You know what? Never mind. I can only begin to imagine." And this person says, "Nope, it's a real profile. Real profile. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. There's so many fake profiles and BS going around, but it's difficult to tell who's who. Just don't want to listen to her sound falsely accuse anyone." Fair enough. So what Chaz is describing here is exactly what happened within the Dylan Rounds case. Do you see so many crossovers and links? Now the question is, how do you resolve it? How was it resolved in the Dylan Rounds case? Naturally, with time. It's a stamina war. Not everyone has the same levels of stamina as one another. That's the only way. As long as you go on and on and on, you will outpace and outstamina the others. That's it. You can delete a profile. You could delete this. You could block that. Things, etc. But it's like cutting a worm into two. You cut it into two. Oh, now there's two. Okay? And start wiggling about. You're duplicating it in a way. And sometimes there'll do levels of resistance because they want a reaction from you. So that's what happened in the Dylan Rounds case. That could be applied within the Noah Presgrove case. To what success levels? I don't know. It depends how long the case goes on for, right? Pamela, guys, I know this one is a real account. I've been in this group since April. Right, okay. PMU, there are two accounts messed. If you read what I said, the real Donna Bond or the one portraying to be Donna, big difference, then a lie. I wouldn't even consider posting it if it wasn't true. This is the only Donna Bond profile I know of. Right, so we're confirming all that. Let's move on. Can we move on to the relevant stuff? Who is it and what are they doing? Scary. No response. I know Noah's cousin. She lives 2 hours from Lawton. She has had 4 wrecks in a little over a year. Luckily, she's never been hurt. I could be wrong, but this does not pan out. None of them were her fault. Just with everything else going on, I find this very odd. What? She's had 4 wrecks. Noah's cousin. What's that got to do with the case? I don't understand. Teresa, where did you see this vehicle? Donna says, be on the lookout for Trav from the Texas boys. Ah, so that person called Trav. I think I've seen them on YouTube briefly. They've not caused me any trouble whatsoever, so I do appreciate that. But in terms of other situations with other people, it doesn't seem to be too positive, does it? So Donna Bond, on the receiving end of Trav? Anyone else out there? Texas boys. I mean, the only question that I would have, and if Trav is watching, feel free to leave a comment down below. When referred to as the Texas boys, is that because Trav is from Texas? Yes or no? And in addition, if he is, and that's why he's labelled as one of the Texas boys, does that imply and mean to say he was at the party at the time, back in 2023? One of the groups of the Texas boys? Or is that not the case? If that could be cleared up down below, that would be a good start. Okay? What else do we have here? Cindy says that Trav just doesn't stop. This is craziness. Be careful, who knows what's next? Donna, I tried to warn him, but he still wanted to slide in sideways at me. He got a dose of me today. I promise you he don't want to be stupid enough to get caught on my property. Leah Ann says, Trav was messing with you? Question. Donna says, oh, he was mouthing me after being confronted about taking pictures of people's homes, vehicles, following them around. Right, so got into like an argument. What, online or face-to-face? What? Shannon says he literally drove from Abilene, Texas. What a loser that thinks he's actually doing something. Creep. What does that mean? He drove from Abilene, Texas. What's that got to do with the case? Or is this saying that he drove to a location where you're at? There's just not enough context. But, you know, those on the inside within this community and case that have been experiencing these issues, I guess, in recent time, will probably know what's what. And because I've come in late, obviously I'm not going to know. But we continue reading. Welcome to anyone else who's watching this live premiere. We're going through it bit by bit. This is a raw reaction to try and understand what's going on about a stalking situation. A person's name called Trav, labelled as a Texas boy, being involved, and others being on the receiving end, showing their experiences or so. You know, it's important to hear it from all sides. So, as I've always said, you can leave your comments down below if you do want to add on, whoever you are. Donna does say, there is a man going around taking pictures of people, their vehicles, their homes, and also following them around. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of their surroundings, especially with all the craziness going on. Question is, though, why is that taking place? You're saying that there is a man, but you're not mentioning the person's name, but you did in a different comment. So when you say that there is a man, are you basically saying that there is a person called Travis, going around taking photos? What's the reason behind it, though? What does it ultimately lead to? Okay? I mean, you know, being possibly stalked and having photos taken, it's not a pleasant experience, of course, but if they are doing that, what's their reasoning behind it? Is there an end goal, positive or negative? What's the point? What else do we have here? Give him my address, and then there's an emoji of a scope, which implies that if you go to their address, she is going to shoot you. Okay. You get the right side, I'll get the left side into duck. I mean, I guess a joking, but you know. Stephanie, anyone turn it into the LE? And Donna says she has. Okay. PY, Pi. I've been following a few of your posts. Keep safe. It seems like someone really isn't fond of you. They don't like that she tells the truth. The truth about what? The case itself, Noah Presgrove, the corrupt police? Where exactly? Has someone or some people been sent out to silence Donna or so? I mean, well, we'll get to that later. Donna says, I'd rather stand on the side of the truth to stand with a bunch of people that want to hide behind their money and all their fake ass friends who haven't been by my house yet, but he got a fair warning today. Whatever he puts on my property, he will leave here without. Right, so it seems like things are definitely getting serious and heating up, and it's what could happen next. Shannon says, y'all. Oh my God, well, like, Raf, did you actually say it right? Y'all. I know what I'm doing, man. I know how to pronounce things right down if I man. But if people want me to say y'all, I can do both. But I'll tell you something, in all seriousness. Sometimes on TV, whether it be a show, whether it be a movie or so, and you get the y'all, it's not always pronounced like that. I've actually heard American people saying, I've had enough of y'all bullshit, man. Y'all need to get out of here, man. I've heard it worded like that. It does sound better. It might sound a bit more funny, but I've actually heard American people pronounce it that way. When I've heard y'all, that tends to be more of like a cowboy scenario, and I don't have my cowboy hat on or the horse, so, you know, make do with what we've got. But in all seriousness, Shannon says, make sure you take pictures of the car and its weirdos so you have proof when you talk to the LE. Everyone be safe out there. And then Donna responds back saying, twatterpotamus on the loose. I think Donna is likes using that word, twat. Interesting. So we've gone from waffles to hippopotamus. Are the hippos hungry? I don't know. Shannon, he's going to cross the wrong person sooner or later and, well, get what's coming to him. That implies basically getting shot, I guess, with it being in the US. There are some text here, but I don't know if all of them are mentioned on Reddit. I'm aware that that one is that photo. We'll get to that later. This one here, I'll just read it out now. This is somebody in a Facebook Messenger DM with Trav. Trav is on the left, and then whoever is on the right in blue. That could be from Donna Bond's point of view, maybe. But Trav says, your screenshots you are posting in the groups are being shown to me. So you have a mole you can't trust, honey. None of y'all can trust anyone. It's sickening, all backstabbing each other. And then in response, the person says, I don't need to trust anybody. I trust the ones in my circle. That's all that matters. Then Trav says, they ousted. Yeah. I mean, if there are moles in the community, spies, informants, it wouldn't be a surprise, right? You got a case, you got some kind of public page, or you once had a public page and the people are that determined will get access to it, even if it is private. This is all like the Dylan Rounds case over again. In the Dylan Rounds case, it wasn't directly about the case. It was the community and people away from the case who were just within the community of the case. I hope that makes sense. So everything that I've seen back then, I'm seeing it again right now. I might not be on the receiving end of it, but I can clearly see it. I notice the patterns. The most important part is trying to break the cycle, right? As said, stamina, consistency, frequency, depth. Just certain keywords to take in mind. Paula, seems like this guy is just asking for trouble. I'm not sure what he thinks he's going to accomplish by harassing people. I find it pretty disgusting. And then what do we have here? Trav, I am going to make you a deal. Since you are posting screenshots of mine, I will return the favor on an even bigger platform. Your Facebook messages to me will be in our YouTube video this weekend. Last weekend we got 2,400 views. This time it'll probably double that. A tongue for a tongue. I thought it was an eye for an eye. I've never heard of it worded like that before. But it seems like there's a bit of conflict going on with one another. Trav and I guess Donna Bond. I think I saw some post on Facebook recently talking about Trav and his YouTube channel and video coverage, or some kind of channel. But I think the time when I checked, the Trav that was leaving comments on one of my videos, the channel was empty, unless they have a second channel where it happens and where the videos are posted, maybe. Donna Bond, 2,400 losers will see your screenshots. I mean, in all fairness, 2,400 people is a fair portion, right? When you take it into perspective, the amount who may be in a Facebook group or on a Reddit page, and further afar, who are the 2,400 viewers? Are they locals? Are they those tied with the party? Parents of the party goers? Unknown. So it's interesting, in a way. What else? Christina, I've seen this before. Still so confused how it relates to Noah. Please help me understand. Exactly. How does any of this relate to the Noah Presgrove case? I could probably guess, of course. But is there any comments we've missed out on? Get off. Anything. Trav, Texas boys. Do you know who it is? I'm just making sure I've not missed out anything. It doesn't look like I've missed out anything. So I think I might have to step in and try and explain the situation if it's not mentioned anywhere else. I think I've looked everywhere. Thank you. Right, okay. So basically, there's a person called Trav or Travis who's been, I guess, covering the case of Noah Presgrove from his research or his point of view, but it may not match what others think. And then there's tension. Maybe there's misinformation from wherever, or misunderstanding. I said I'm only speaking brief because I only know so much, and I'm just trying to interpret this problem. Tension, gear grinding in the background, arguments which can escalate, and then people being silenced or a form of intimidation tactics are being used. You could interpret that way. Now, this is only based off a photo here, a few screenshots, and individual experiences. Is it enough? I mean, do other people come forwards and reach out from their experience of what they're going through? It kind of implies what Donna is getting at here is trying to spread awareness about a potential dangerous person within the case or community who could have ties somewhere. But as for Donna, she hasn't directly first-hand experienced what's being talked about here, but there are other people that have experienced it. Such as Kathy Bingham, supposedly. Has Kathy spoken out herself about this? I don't think so. What we do need to do, though, is go on Reddit and look at those further post comments and other photos where it does mention Kathy Bingham's name. And then once that's done, we need to return back to Facebook because only just recently Dusty provided an update regarding it. So just about top of the page on Reddit, we can see there by unable ad. 9 hours ago this was posted. So it's happened very recently. I'm going to click on it right now, titled Travis Davison is stalking, harassing, intimidating, cyberbullying Kathy Bingham and Noah's immediate family. Check out his most recently deleted Facebook post. He is not seeking justice for Noah, rather trying to wreak havoc. If that is the case, why? Why exactly? Has there been an answer? Does anyone know? If you had to guess and make sense of it. And I'm just going to talk in general, just briefly. Why do people wreak havoc within cases? Any case out there, missing persons, true crime, on TikTok, from YouTube, all over the damn place and other social media platforms. You'll get a certain set of people that want to wreak havoc, pranking for a laugh. They think it's funny, causing trouble, confusion, conquer, divide. I think that's what it's called, where you cause communities and trust issues within to implode on itself by causing trust issues, misinformation, physically, mentally, psychological warfare, all kinds of stuff, because it's funny to do for them in their mindset. Then you might get another set of those that are assigned to cause trouble and havoc because they're involved in the case themselves and they don't want others to get too close to the truth because then it's game over for them. So you could understand that level of resistance. And then the only one that I can think of on the spot is those that aren't tied or involved in the case, but they know people who are and they've been assigned to be brought in as like the heavy muscle to cause trouble. Do any of those situations apply here? I don't know personally, okay? Because I've not looked at this long enough. But as I said, Travis, I think, may have commented on my channel here and there if it is the same Travis, because I'll be honest with you, there's so many names out there in the case or in the community. There's a range of different people with the same names or the same initials but have different surnames. It's like Caleb Newton and Colton Newton. They're both called CN. It gets confusing, right? So Travis Davison, he would be classified as TD. And I've not heard that initial used yet. Interesting. I'm surprised no one's using that initial. Well, yeah, so Kathy Bingham is the one being targeted. And when they say Noah's immediate family, what does immediate family mean? Just a family in general? Like Dalen Presgrove, the sister? You know, like the people, what we've seen recently to do with the Presgrove family on the People article and interview, those, or other family members. I'm not quite sure why they say immediate. I don't know if that's an actual term used. I've just not heard it worded like that before. But it's to do with a recent Facebook post which was deleted. Why was it, you know, if the bad guy posted it on Facebook publicly, deleting it afterwards, is that like the equivalent of some of the partygoers, how they may have posted stuff and then deleted it afterwards because they feel like it might incriminate themselves, or they probably shouldn't have posted it, or they regret, so they delete it? But this is the thing, just in general in life, whether it be a live stream, anything public, more so online, you might think you deleted it, but there could always be someone out there that managed to get a screenshot of it seconds before it was deleted. You never know. If you're dealing with a niche community or topic, your chances of deleting something and it remaining deleted are probably higher. But in this case, there's a lot of eyes on the case within the community, so it happens. But then again, there's been moments where supposedly some video or photo has been posted here and there to do with Noah Presgrove or the party or the highway, others describing it that they saw it, but not a single person got a screenshot of it or dared to do so. Weird, seems a bit selective. Well, anyway, what over here? The key information. So this appears to be a caption or so. I think the photos are below somewhere. Saying, Travis is claiming these are photoshopped, but the photos are, is that 1,000 or 10,000% real? He deleted them once he saw them gaining traction. Last photo of the white car is the car driving around, taking photos of people's homes, vehicles, following them around, as like what we saw on Donna Bond's post. So you're saying that basically that photo of the car that's driving around, is Travis behind the driving wheel? Yes or no? It's not exactly clear. Oklahoma laws addressing stalking, harassment and intimidation. We've got some legal things here. Stalking. Stalking involves knowingly and willfully engaging in a pattern of behaviour that causes a person to feel alarmed, distressed or fearful. This behaviour includes following someone repeatedly, contacting them or engaging in actions that make them fearful for their safety. Stalking is classified as a felony in Oklahoma. Harassment. Harassment can include a range of behaviours meant to annoy, alarm or cause emotional distress to another person. It includes repeated or unwanted communication or contact that is intended to intimidate or cause distress. Depending on the severity, harassment can be charged as a misdemeanor or felony. And we saw a lot about that within the Dylan Rounds case, didn't we, the community? Intimidation. Intimidation involves threatening or coercive behaviour intended to cause fear or force someone to act against their will. This can include threats of violence or other actions that would cause a person to feel threatened or scared. Intimidation is generally classified as a felony depending on the specific circumstances and severity. Kathy Bingham and the family, please seek a protective order or restraining order through the courts immediately. Right, so this is where, okay, Travis, other than Clear Talk Wireless, I don't know what that means, whose else's payroll are you on? Why are you going so hard on your free time against a private investigator that is seeking justice for Noah Presgrove? His username on Reddit is EndGameBoss. That's an interesting name. Right. So this on Reddit explained it supposedly a lot clearer in terms of the link to the case itself. Like, you got the private investigator known as Kathy Bingham that's been working on Noah Presgrove's case, interviewing a total of 6 of the party goers, believing 2 of them are innocent, but another 2 need looking into. Kathy Bingham, the one that brought it up about the potential footage in the casino near to Terrell, in which an eyewitness, a female in capital letters, okay, in the male bathroom, the eyewitness saw 3 guys who were supposedly from the party back in 2023. As to when this event actually happened, though, unknown, where the eyewitness saw 3 of the guys, one of which placing the hat on top of a bin, not exactly disposing of it, but just placing it on top of a bin, and the hat supposedly looked like Noah's. And ever since covering that and mentioning it in my video, Kayla Carter, I believe that's their name, Kayla Carter, calling herself out as the eyewitness, leaving comments on my channel complaining as well with a bit of an attitude and tone, saying everything that you say, Raf, and what's been said is all wrong, and the hat as well. And then we saw another default profile come on in saying, I'm a neighbour, or I'm a friend, and you know, this person's true and honest, blah, 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 and then having a go. At the end of the day, I just simply relayed what the private investigator was saying. So it seems like you've got an eyewitness that has a problem with the private investigator, yet she's the one that reached out to the private investigator, or vice versa. So there should have been clear communication there. Obviously a failure and a breakdown in communication right there. And then on top of that, with Kathy doing whatever she's doing, free of charge, I think it's called pro bono, interesting word, Travis has an issue with Kathy and supposedly Noah Presgrove's family. Why is that? Does Travis feel that those within the community who are trying to solve the case are in the wrong direction or causing harm? And I know people could get triggered by that, but it's about trying to understand it from the other side. Why does Travis supposedly does what's being labelled here? I mean, if Travis wanted to explain himself, he can leave a comment down below, as I said, and I might repeat myself, but sometimes people don't hear me the first time round, so I've got to say it a couple more, right? So Kathy Bingham, family being targeted, but have they directly been targeted yet, or have other people been targeted? Okay, there's a photo here and there saying, watch out, this vehicle keeps going around taking photos of people and buildings and cars. That sounds very vague. Who are those people that have had photos taken? Who are those people who've had their cars, driveways, locations, you know, documented supposedly by Travis? Why, who, when? Mention Kathy and family being caught up in it. Have they already been attacked? Have they already been harassed? I don't know. You go on the justice page, it's pretty quiet over there. Maybe because I can't talk about it publicly, who knows? So we should probably take a look at the photos now. I tried clicking before, but for some reason it glitched out. So if I click again, there we go. Is it clear enough? I guess it should be. So is this the point of view of Trav Davison? I guess it is. Him taking photos of a person's driveway, house, 2 vehicles, car, pickup truck. From Trav Davison's point of view, touching the photos and giving a caption as well. And this is supposedly the deleted post. So Trav says, Kathy. I'm assuming Kathy means Kathy Bingham, right? The private investigator. Trav says, Kathy, are you done stalking me and snooping into my business? Do you now realise that you have been barking up the wrong tree or no? And just so you know, I haven't been in Oklahoma in years, but I don't need to because I've got people at my command just using my fingertips, lol. And go ahead and screenshot this. Well, it looked like that's what people did. So Trav was welcoming people in screenshotting this, and he was going to delete it anyway. So I guess Trav was anticipating it would be archived, and that's like where we are right now. So from reading it from Trav's point of view, it may come across as if Trav is a bit frustrated, annoyed that Kathy Bingham has been looking into Trav Davison, I guess. What, ties with the case, ties with families or party goers, but it being done in the background in supposedly a sneaky way, and Trav doesn't like that shady behaviour, or at least that's how he visualises it. I'm just trying to interpret the situation, right? I mean, a private investigator, sometimes they can snoop about, and other times they can be direct, formal, informal interviews, doing research. But why would any research need to be done on Trav Davison, right? We're talking about the stalking situation and how it's involved within the Noah Presgrove case, because supposedly Kathy, the private investigator who's trying to help the case, is being targeted by Trav. But Trav is supposedly only responding back with a post like this because supposedly Kathy did it first. That's how it comes across. Trav saying, Kathy Bingham, are you done stalking me and snooping into my business? So Trav, has decided to give Kathy a taste of her own medicine by snooping at their location. Could that be considered a bit petty or some kind of eye for an eye mentality? I wonder. Is this taking away from the actual case of Noah Presgrove? Because let's just say you got Kathy Bingham trying to make sense of the case. Trav Davison maybe trying to make sense, spread awareness of the case, but they don't see eye to eye. They can't work together, but depending on how you look at it, one's going after the other, and the one of the individuals that feels like they're being gone after is giving back, like eye for an eye. It does truly seem to be a bit of a messy situation, but still a serious one. But for Trav to say, I've not been in Oklahoma in years because I've got people at my command, that's almost like a line, the equivalent of where, was it Becky that said, we've got deep pockets. It's like a reminder to let the public know that, if you mess with me or you mess with us, we've got backup. We've got resources to cover for this and that. Is it foreshadowing something? Who knows? To say, I've got people at my command at the end of my fingertips, well, that would imply that a phone call being made, communication. Trav could contact someone he knows, and then that someone can go out and do whatever that needs to be done. Is there a possibility that a white vehicle that has been driving about, taking photos and doing stuff, wasn't directly Trav behind the wheel, but someone that's a contact of Trav, in which Trav ordered people to go out taking photos? So like some kind of operation. But how deep does it need to be? How deep does it need to get? Is Trav annoyed with what Kathy has done with the research and like a supposed probe and investigation in the background? I mean, I guess if you're innocent, then there's no need to fight back. But yes, you can defend yourself if needed, but I wouldn't say this is defending yourself. It's more of giving a taste of their own medicine. Seems a bit of a war, a bit of a conflict. And considering that the Noah Presgrove case is still ongoing, stuff like this can definitely slow the case down. If there are genuine people out there who may be getting targeted by someone or something, it can slow down the investigation. It doesn't do any good whatsoever. So can a situation like this be resolved as soon as possible? I highly doubt it. You got people from the Noah Presgrove's army that don't like Trav, and I guess Trav doesn't like them, or some of them. I said, I'm only just covering this from their points of views, from Trav's point of view, from Donna Bond's, but directly from the horse's mouth, who are supposedly on the receiving end of this, or the ones that, in the mindset of Trav, caused issues to begin with, like Kathy Bingham. We're not seeing any word from Kathy, unless it's because they're not able to speak out publicly, just like the family. If there are legal implications going on in the background. If that was the case, that can slow down the actual case about Noah Presgrove because of dealing with other stuff on top of it. It's like dealing with clutter. Clearing that up before you move any further. But it's interesting how this late on into the case, things like this are only happening now. Did anyone experience potential stalking or harassment earlier on in this case? I wonder. You look at Caden Pressey, who only came forwards and started doing like a public interview, at least one up to now. Partners in True Crime, showing his side of the story. And supposedly that led to resistance, supposedly death threats. I don't know how true that is because I didn't actually see any. But, Caden was like under like an intense wave of people trying to discredit and maybe gaslight him and portray him in a bad light. It has transpired since, where the likes of Brooke Bounds Carter has provided or said that they have evidence to disprove or something, which calls out Caden Pressey as what, a liar, a person that's made a mistake. Well, we'll need to be looking into that, of course, in a separate video. And I do have the post. I managed to find it now, but we'll go all over that another time, so just be on the lookout for it. This, what we're looking at, its own individual issue, but what it seems to be, those within the case, partygoers, witnesses, private investigator, they're on the side of supposedly justice for Noah Presgrove, trying to solve the case, trying to spread light and awareness on the truth. But that doesn't sit well with others within the case, directly or indirectly, and they're giving a different side to the story. But with those disagreements and with those counterpoints, it's not done so simply, because whatever Caden does, or maybe Kathy, they're met with a stronger force of resistance, not just a disagreement, not just a call out, but maybe a bit of threatening language here and there, a cryptic post. And I don't know, it's like give and take against two teams. I don't know, you could use the positive delusional line of, oh, can't we just all be one big team and work together for justice in the case, and then it'll be solved sooner than later, blah, blah, blah. In an ideal world, maybe you'd want that, but it's probably never going to happen. And that applies to many cases and many communities out there. No matter the case, it'll always be divided. You get some for and others against. It might not exactly be balanced in terms of numbers, but there'll always be waves, there'll always be resistance, no matter what case, right? And what we're seeing right now is a level of resistance, but it's a bit more of on an individual personal level between certain named individuals. Now, do we have any more context? Trav, and this has been posted to who exactly? Kathy couldn't detect her way out of whatever. So this is Trav, but it's whoever else and their point of view that has screenshotted this text conversation of Trav saying, do you want to test me? What does that imply? You keep pushing and I'll show you something, or I'll knock on the door, or I'll come inside? I mean, this language is, although it's not exactly specific as to what the person means, you could say it's potentially threatening. And that's just basing it off like other behaviour, what we've seen in the case, kind of like Colton Newton that said, hey, don't be texting or questioning Stephanie Millan. You know, if you do it again, I'm going to come and find you. That doesn't sound exactly welcoming or positive, does it? Now, of course, in a situation where a person is at a breaking point, they might lash out and they might act differently to what they normally do. Has Trav reached a breaking point in which he feels like he's got his back up against the wall because he feels he's being attacked? I wonder. Who's being truly attacked and who feels like they're being attacked, but they're the problem? There's different ways of looking at it, and I just hope that people understand every single word that comes out of my mouth so there are no misunderstandings, because we've had too many over time. And then that's that vehicle. So this vehicle here, is that from this photo there and that photo? But it would imply that Trav Davison may have taken this photo for him to be posting this, or someone else took the photo and then handed it over to him. But what's the whole point and purpose of taking photos here and there? What does it lead to? Taking photos of what, the private investigator's house? Does that lead to Noah being found? No. Does it lead to maybe intimidation and pushing Kathy Bingham away from the case? Trying to get her to step down or keep quiet? Yeah, it could do that. It just depends how resilient the other person is. I mean, at the end of the day, you could just ask Trav and say, how close are you to the Noah Presgrove case? Do you relate to it in any way? And what's your vision of justice for Noah Presgrove? When is the justice and how can it be delivered? Questions like that. If it can be answered, we'll see. But what's the reactions? Fabulous. I knew this guy was obnoxious and malicious from the start. Who is he again? How is he connected to the party? Interesting question. He seems to be from Stevie Howard's side. She is the mother of the party host, Avery Combs and Carter Combs. Travis, is mostly on Facebook yapping away and attempting to discredit Alicia Lee, the mother to Caden Pressey, in every way possible. So did this person come about out of nowhere because of Caden Pressey doing that first public interview? You might notice a pattern. When some put themselves out there to supposedly reveal the truth, they're met with the resistance. Maybe. This person, I think there's some podcaster PI pissing contest going on. Oh no. Hopefully not, because we saw that in the Dylan Brown's case. Nana, he's connected to the party host family, Stevie Howard, them lot, some way. Just an obnoxious bully. He's being blocked from a couple of Noah's pages. He sounds like Stevie, like he's the only one that has the truth. POS. POS means piece of shit, but I think it also means something else as well when it comes to additional details of some sort in a letter. No, concentrate. Yes, who is this clown? And this is a dangerous person because he will escalate. TROs need to be taken out right now. What the hell does TRO mean? There's another one to add to the list. List it down below in the comments if you know what TRO means. What we will do now, after hearing about the Kathy Bingham situation and from Trav's point of view, we need to head back to Facebook and look at Dusty's recent post and see what's going on there. Here we are by Dusty Butler, 1 hour ago from when I'm recording this video as of right now, so this is very recent, still ongoing, maybe further updates after this video. Maybe I need to do a follow-up later. I know people could say, well, this isn't all about Noah Presgrove exactly, so why should I be covering it? Am I enabling or spreading the problem? No, I'm just making sense of everything and documenting human behaviour once again. To understand who is who, what's what, how does it directly link or correlate to the case and the problems it could provide later on long term? Because I've seen it happen in previous cases. I'm hoping that it doesn't continue the pattern here. Time will tell then. Dusty, what she has to say is, okay folks, or is okay short for Oklahoma folks? I don't know, right? Confusing already. Dusty, there is a screenshot of a post that podcaster Trav Davison has posted regarding Kathy Bingham, the private investigator. We will not allow that post on this forum. I've stated before that we are not going to give this guy any attention when it comes to his erratic behaviour. That being said, this particular post he has put out is a direct threat. We will not tolerate a public figure putting a direct target on someone, as we have seen in the real world. When you use public forums to post this type of rhetoric, sometimes others take this type of speech as a cue to act. Sometimes, though your intentions are scary tactics, others take your call to action as a battle cry, I guess. This guy has a responsibility when he is in a position of power by having a podcast with a following. He needs to remember that. Yeah, what Dusty is getting at here, and I'm going to use myself as an example just because of the numbers, they don't lie, right? What Dusty is getting at, if you have somewhat of an influential individual that has a certain responsibility, they may be a public figure, they could be an influencer, and on the basis that they may have a certain fan base or audience, small-scale hardliners that are yes men, yes women, or just a big range of audience members, a big subscriber count, a range of views on a person's channel. If the creator was to announce something or suggest a possible cause of action, there might be some in the audience that might actually follow it up themselves. You think of protesters, you think of the die-hard all-in protesters where they'll go beyond all in. Others may suggest, we could do this, we could try that, and then some go all out and do it themselves. And that can have problems. Those that may have not much to lose, or those that may feel like they've got something to prove to that creator, to be acknowledged, that they'll go above and beyond to be acknowledged, even if it means they get in trouble themselves, right? As example, when it comes to my channel, I have 13,800 subscribers closing in on 14,000. Do I have close to 14,000 returning viewers every time? No. Do I have around 2,000 or so? I guess 2,000 people is a fair portion. Majority of those viewers will be from the US, a handful locally, right? And one point across is, like in the past with other cases and with humans, problems and situations, I've made announcements, I've pointed things out, and I said, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. And, I've added on like additional details saying, don't feel like you're forced to, or don't act out, or don't follow up on this because it could cause issues. It's kind of like a little disclaimer. Obviously, people can do what they like and audience members can control themselves. But in other circumstances where it could be a little bit more tense and unpredictable, elsewhere, could backfire. So Dusty here saying what Trav is doing, maybe just like a bit of intimidation and that's it. It's not going to escalate any further. But with the audience he has, depending on who they are, some of them could follow it up with a worse action. So it's about trying to keep it under control. And linking back to my channel, I remember there was a time, okay, Kenny Veach or Dylan Round's case, it was some time ago, a random viewer on my channel reached out and said, great channel, you're doing well, my situation, how things are in life, complete mess, but if you want me to do anything, I will do it. And I was thinking, wow, that's a level of focus, dedication, respect, but I did not take action upon that, right? Because, like if someone said, I am your soldier, I'm your backing, if you want me to go out on a mass spree, that's what I will do. Just say the word. When you're in a position like that and all you have to say is yes or no, you see how far it can escalate, right? And yeah, okay, you might get people out there that are like wannabe intimidators that may claim that they've got power, but maybe they don't. But then there will be others out there that definitely do have power. Sometimes the quieter ones have a lot more. They don't make a big song and dance about it. You start making a big song and dance about it, how powerful you are. Is it because you're trying to convince people that you are powerful when you're not? Now, we are briefly going off topic there, but I just thought I'd relay it all around because it comes full circle, okay? Now, we saw what Donna Bond said. I don't know if what Donna Bond said was on, I think it was on Noah Presgrove's Army, what Donna Bond was doing. But I think I saw another post where Donna was saying how she was a former moderator, but no longer because she doesn't like the structure of things, how this isn't allowed or that. I don't know where things are going there, to be honest, but this was just like a little additional update. Is there any more there? Let's just see. Now, Dusty says, others might think the same thing when it comes to this group of kids and parents we all speak of regularly. I do agree that none of these people should be physically targeted. I also agree that their homes and other than the party house should remain private to the public. It is one thing to have feelings or emotions towards someone in regards to this case, but completely different when you post photos of driving by someone's house, their vehicles, they've not posted on a public forum or stating that you have people at your command just using your fingertips so you do not need to be physically in Oklahoma, like get other people to do the dirty work. Again, we do not want anything by this guy shared to this group. We're not going to give him the attention that he is seeking. So I guess based off that, if there is anyone watching this video, you don't have to share this onto that Facebook page because these people are saying that they don't want that level of coverage. Fair enough. I will cover it individually on my channel just to document everything as we go along. Just in case, you never know, it might be useful in the future. Comment-wise, there's only one at this moment in time. It will obviously go up later on. It's just because it's early on for people in the US. Has it been updated since? There's another one 3 minutes ago. Gala, he's such a nobody that he's trying way too hard. So it seems like there is a consensus more so on the Facebook page and even Reddit as well. And, there's some on Facebook that don't see eye to eye on Reddit, but collectively as a consensus, both platforms and size and groups of people seem to be against Travis, based off the recent behaviour. Some of the snippets of behaviour what we've seen today, is it necessary in a case like this? Arguably, no, it doesn't help the case whatsoever. Maybe if you're defending yourself or you're giving someone a taste of their own medicine, it should be done aside from the case. But, you know, if you run in parallel with one another, both working on the case or in some way covering the case, and you don't see eye to eye, I guess there's no running away. You're going to respond to them, they're going to still remain, and vice versa. We've not seen much from Kathy then. I don't know if there will be an update regarding any of this. You can leave your comments down below as to what you think about this all. Let's not forget that, yeah, there might have been footage or photos of the party house where a person may have driven down once or twice. But to be honest, there was like another random snippet clip which was posted of someone driving on down there even more recently. But there are friends with some of the party goers and parents. Maybe they're trying to dispel a rumour, debunk something, but there was no caption, there wasn't much explained behind it. There is a problem. There is a clear problem within the case. Besides the problematic situation of possible stalking or harassment, whichever way it's going, or whoever started it, the problem is, besides those that may claim to care about the case, but they kind of do the opposite in certain ways, contradict themselves and how they behave and the tone of voice, the other issue is when people say, yeah, we've got evidence or we've got proof. It's like, and it's literally like the same situation with Riley Strain, the parents of Riley Strain, and then the fraternity brothers. That, you know, oh, you want answers? You got to keep pushing. You got to keep asking. They're making it harder, okay? They're not doing anyone any favors by keeping quiet or delaying stuff. It's like within this case, someone can come out and say, yeah, I've got proof, I've got evidence. Well, good for you, but can it be backed up? Can it be provided publicly? Where is it? Where is it? When was it? And still, after all those questions, there's no clear bloody answers. How difficult does it have to be? Why do people make it so difficult? If they're so focused on the truth, and if they don't like false claims being made and it puts their back up, then they should do a good job in executing the truth then, and not making it hard to find. It's like with when I've had to defend myself or when I've had to respond to certain stuff. You know, I've tried making it as clear as possible, explaining it, the context, the source, where it came from, who said it, maybe the odd screenshot along the way. It's not that difficult. If you make it really hard to understand, are you going to really expect people to believe in you? No. Now, in terms of some evidence or some material, yeah, did come across it. It was finally reposted as an actual post. And I said, we'll get to that in a separate video, as I said. But this separate situation, maybe I don't know the full context because I've only just come across it now. Are there any more sides to the story? Are there any more victims or people that have been on the receiving end of stalking or some kind of harassment? Has anyone come forwards? Will anyone come forwards? Or is it only directed towards Kathy Bingham and the family? But why would the family be targeted? What have the family done wrong then? If Kathy Bingham is being targeted because she's been investigating into different people's backgrounds, and it gets the backup of some people who are on the receiving end of that, so they think, how dare you, and then fight back in that way, right? There's a bit of a motive. Is it necessary? No. Could it be resolved in other ways? Possibly. But in terms of the family, why would the family be targeted? What have they done to deserve the resistance? Does anyone know? You can leave it down below as an explanation. As for Caden Pressey, why has Caden Pressey been attacked? Why has Caden Pressey been questioned or received resistance? Because he put himself out there and he made like a public statement based off what he could recall and what he supposedly saw. And that puts up the backs of others out there that were there or there at some point and have responded back. Okay, the motive may not be good enough, but if there's at least a motive, there's a better understanding of how things transpired and why they did. In this situation here, it's still not fully explained or clearly outlined. Trav, has an issue with Kathy and maybe family. Donna Bond has an issue with Trav, and the majority of us have an issue with Trav. I said there'll be further context, but I'm only looking at this particular portion. But what I do agree with at the end of the day, regardless of who's in the right or who's in the wrong, this stuff doesn't help the case. It just slows it down, right? In the Dylan Rounds case, did it slow down the case? Not quite, but it may have slowed down the progression in learning and understanding about the case when it came to the community itself. The reason why it's more impactful in this case is because supposedly it's the private investigator, it's the family, it's those within the case trying to solve it, supposedly. In the Dylan Rounds case, those who were being targeted were more so community members, those who aren't tied in the case whatsoever. So it didn't really harm the case that much. But in terms of the understanding, the clutter, the confusion online only, it was problematic there. This time around, it appears to be a lot more serious. And if Trav is being labelled as a bad guy, but there may be other bad people out there acting on behalf of him, who are they? And that Texas boy reference, what's that all about? What does Jack Newton think of this situation? Right? Are they sick of it? Are they confused by it? Seems a bit of a mess. Now, another thing that's a bit of a mess is some people's understanding when it comes to comments. So let's acknowledge that right now. It's not just humans within this case and community that are complaining about comments being deleted. It's also elsewhere on other cases randomly. From Kenny Veach in the past, maybe a bit of Dylan Rounds, but more so Kenny Veach. And just recently, the Jay Slater case, an individual called Lolly, that's throwing the toys out their pram because they're getting all whingy and whiny about the mental health bandwagon and the manipulation behind it, how people fake illnesses or exploit it to cover their own back. I mean, it's very self-explanatory, but clearly there are humans out there that have a severe lack of understanding in the concept of it all and how it can be exploited and how bandwagons and trends can be so overhyped and it loses its focus and its importance of what it's all about. But the ones that suffer the most are the quiet ones who don't make a big deal about it, the pure, genuine ones, the other loud, gobby mouths. Well, there's some differences there. Absolutely pathetic individual, what I saw in the Jay Slater case. But you know what? When it targets the UK population, because it's a UK related case and I bring in UK audiences onto my channel, so I nearly threw up at the levels of bullshit, delusional, obsessed behaviour. People from the UK, not all, but most, in terms of the proportion aspects of people whining and whinging and not comprehending the situation. It's pathetic. And the reason why it's most annoying, it's people from my own country. When it comes to the US, oh well, it is what it is. It's to be expected. Good comes with bad, and they're the majority that watch my videos. So a higher proportion size of viewers, there's a high chance of negativity along the way. It's to be expected. And those who aren't from your country but foreign, from afar, they might not understand you the same way. My accent, my wording, my pronunciation, my humour, it's understandable. Crossed wires, misunderstandings can lead to conflict, etc. But those from your own country, it's a piss take. It's pathetic. Okay, and I've seen some already. But nevertheless, the general theme of comments being deleted. People comment on any of my videos and sometimes they delete, they disappear. And then people come running to me saying, why are you deleting my comments? Why are you silencing me? And some come back and say, why are you deleting my comments again? Well, just for more further clarity, which I wanted to add on, which I didn't before, just for your information, when it comes to people commenting on my videos, specifically the ones in which comments magically disappear into thin air, I don't even get a single notification about it, right? So it appears at the moment, whoever, whatever, post that comment, it's automatically deleted by YouTube because I don't even get the damn chance to check what the comment is. YouTube doesn't even notify me about that comment, right? You want to talk about deleted comments? There have been times in the past, very toxic humans, unrelated, elsewhere, gaming, unnecessary stuff, where humans have really acted out, okay? And I've received a notification, whether that be from YouTube or the Studio app. There are times where I don't get notifications on the YouTube app, but I will in the Studio mode, which will show every single damn comment, including comments in which people suddenly delete themselves shortly after. And why is that? Because they've made a simple mistake in spelling or wording something. But I still see the original comment, even if people do try deleting it. Just like the Dylan Rounds case, where some people thought it could be a bit sneaky and tricky by posting a comment, maybe regretting it afterwards, deleting it, and I just so happened to have the screenshot of the notification on Yahoo or even the Studio mode, right? I was still able to see it, even if it was deleted. But if it was a long comment and it said view more, view the full comment, it would take you directly to the video where the person commented on. But in doing so, once you get onto the video, the comment is no longer there, right? So you only see a portion of that message, whether it be through Yahoo Mail or YouTube Studio, of the notification informing you that someone has commented. It doesn't inform you whether the comment has been deleted afterwards. You find out firsthand when you click on that comment from the notification, you get directed to the video, you check the comments out and it's not there and you think, what? But I just saw it, but it's not there. It's because people had deleted it themselves, right? And in other times where a person could post a comment, I get the notification, then I check the comment, right? Everyone, every single human, and I'm being very realistic right now, I'm penetrating right through whatever surface is in front, okay? I don't care if you've got cloth, leather, concrete, I'm penetrating through that with being realistic, okay? Anyone and everyone that has posted a comment who's claimed that their comment has been deleted either by me or something else, I have not once received a single notification about the original comment in the first place in order to check the notification, in order to click on the comment to view more, in order to be taken over to the damn video to then find out, oh, I can't find the comment anymore. That only happens when they've deleted comments themselves. Or if I have, I would receive a notification about the comment, I would click on the comment, and if it doesn't show up, it's because they deleted their own comment. In other occasions, if I see the notification and I click on the comment, I go over to the page and the comment is publicly there, right? And then if it was to be deleted, then it would be, but I would have been notified about the public comment in the first place. All these people claiming that their comments are being deleted, I'm not even getting a bloody notification about it in the first place. So I don't even know what the hell people are talking about, right? People could be posting a positive comment and it just disappears immediately. People could be posting a comment to do with a theory, an idea about the case. Whether sensitive words are used or not, it doesn't really matter. People post it. I don't even get the bloody chance to see the comment for myself. People that post comments on my videos and get silenced, it could be a very important comment. It could be of great value. It could be of value to me. But I don't even get the chance to read it myself. It says a lot, doesn't it? And if people still don't understand, okay, let me just grab that screwdriver. Oh, you got a few screws loose. Let me just tighten them up. Feel free to listen in. Adjust your antennae. It's a bit wonky. There we go. We're in signal. Got the bandwidth and wavelength on point. Look back at the videos that I've done where people have left serious comments. You know, we saw it from Happy Shack. Slanderous claims about me. Lolly, that delusional individual, probably a female from the J Slater community who posted on my channel slanderous claims about me and my coverage on the case. You look back to the Dylan Rounds case, slanderous claims, defamation of character, a lot of negativity, a lot of disease-ridden humans out there with obsessed minds to do with me, trying to paint a bad picture of myself. You look back to every damn comment and you will see it's there. It's documented, it's archived, and on the odd occasion, it's even pinned as well, so more people get to see it. And I've even done videos about the comments as well. And you know why I left such hurtful, negative, damaging comments which could impact my channel? Do you want to know why they remain up? So they could be taken as witness. Other people can see it with time. Now, it runs the risk that people that may see those comments may believe in it before they believe in me. And that can be detrimental in itself, but it's all part of the abstract art. The mistakes, the corruption from humans needs to be left as it is, standing, visible, so then more people can come back and look at it themselves as first-hand proof. You know, the ones that always post these comments always have the opportunity to delete their comments, but they never do so. When it tends to come to the most negative comments and the slanderous ones, people that post it and make a prat and idiot of themselves, they don't clean up after themselves. They leave their comments there, probably because they forget all about it. But they're still all on my channel through all the different cases, all the complaints, whingy, whiny behaviour, disease-ridden humans. The remnants of their comments remain public, even if they are very negative about me and my channel, and it could be damaging. I leave them up as proof and evidence. How does that link into today's discussion? The fact that if I keep up such negative comments which are about me and are false, if I allow them to remain public, then surely I would be allowing any other comment or most comments in general to be public as well, including positive ones, supportive comments, and even comments about the case. Right? Can you use that common sense, that understanding? The humans that keep assuming, questioning that I'm deleting comments, and they're not negative, they're not hurtful, they're about the case, a concept, an idea, but I'm not deleting it, because when you look at the comments which are about me, which are a lot more negative and more impactful, they remain public. So if they remain public, these comments should definitely remain public as well. But the fact that I'm not receiving any notifications about them clearly shows that YouTube are instantly hitting the delete button, or that there is some kind of algorithm, automatic thing, which is removing the comments. What I will say, once again, I don't know if I've made it clear enough, when it came to the Kenny Veach case, there's a lot of big channels out there that don't do their research. They don't use my material, they don't credit, they don't use other people's material, they just tell the same old story. Every single damn time when I find a channel like that covering the video about Kenny Veach, I'll do a paragraph explaining the situation, the reality, the research. I don't provide links, because providing links on other people's channels can automatically get your comments removed by YouTube because they detect it as spam. Sometimes, look at the lottery, people can post links on my channel, but it's not guaranteed, right? That's why I don't post links on other channels. If I'm trying to spread awareness, the best I can do is, hey, if you go to my channel or playlist, you will find the videos there. And then some people complain out there saying, prove it, it's not good enough, where's your evidence? And it's like, if I was allowed to, I would, but I can't post links on other channels because YouTube deletes my comments automatically because it's detected as spam if there is a link within the comment. It doesn't matter how good the comment is, one little link can delete it all, just like that, automatically. So, what I did was I just did a paragraph trying to explain it as clear as possible. Go to my channel, go to the playlist, search it, you'll find it, etc. And I did that several times on different channels out there. I went back to each channel, I clicked newest comments, and within a couple of minutes, my comment was nowhere to be seen. Did I instantly jump to the conclusion that, oh, that channel's probably deleted my comment? No, because most of those people's channels I was commenting on was during the time zone of when they would be bloody asleep. So they're not going to be deleting the comments, okay? But the fact that they were automatically deleted in a short space of time was probably because of YouTube and their automated system. Just like the damn time when YouTube and its dodgy automated system decided to limit, restrict every single one of my videos for 5 fucking months straight. Okay? You remember that? Ooh, that was a really dodgy time. supposedly rating 2 to 3 videos incorrectly, even though they clearly followed guidelines, but a human review was done at the time, saying that I did it wrong, that there was swearing in the title or in the video, but there was non-swearing. And you look at the guidelines, as long as you don't swear within the first 7 seconds, you're all good, right? Corrupt YouTube or disease-ridden certain human reviews working with YouTube decide to falsely rate my videos, right? And then because that was done 2 to 3 times in 90 days, everything was limited, restricted. So every other video that I posted from then was restricted. And that can impact the growth, that can impact the awareness and reach when it comes to putting videos out there. That wasn't a good time, not at all. And that was during the Dylan Rounds case at some point in 2022 to 23. It was resolved in the end, but it took 5 months. So people who feel like they've been hard done when it comes to comments being deleted, think again. I'm one of the most screwed over individuals out there. And I'm the creator, right? Oh, the creator has the power and control to delete comments and silence people. Look, bitch, I've been on the receiving end myself. I know what it's like. I know what can happen. But I use critical thinking skills and common sense to think, well, maybe there's someone else responsible. Maybe it's YouTube. You think of all the problems on YouTube, this wouldn't be a surprise, would it? Comments as well. So hopefully that explains the situation a little bit more clearer, okay? Unless I need to get the ruler out next time and get a list and write people's names on the naughty list. Does that need to happen? Anyone on the naughty list? Stand up now. Say yes. Anyway. Back to reality. On a serious level, the Noah Presgrove case, besides just comments randomly automatically being deleted and removed instantly without much trace or acknowledgement, which is very annoying, and I've been on the receiving end as well elsewhere in other cases, at the end of the day, there's all kinds of mess going on all kinds of platforms, isn't there? From Facebook, maybe Reddit at some point, a bit of YouTube as well, but could be worse. Probably will get worse, and that's just being realistic. So, what I need to catch up on next will be some Snapchat post and what Brooke Bounds Carter has said. I'll try and get that done tomorrow. It's very hot at the moment, impossible to try and relax, very uncomfortable and all of that. It's not good at all. So it makes things a bit harder to focus, but I'd say did reasonable today. Did we get the full answers? No, but that can definitely come with it. And maybe this video attracts certain named individuals who can add on with what they've got to say and the motives behind it. But all in all, what this does, the themes of what we're hearing of, it can slow down a case. It slows down the justice. That's not good for anyone, is it, really? Well, with the exception of a person or people out there that could be somehow involved, it would benefit them if it's delayed or dragged out, but we'll see what happens next. You can share your reactions down below in the comment section. As for Kathy Bingham, how they explain themselves and how we saw the transcript, 6 people interviewed out of 40, lacking, but maybe there's reasons behind that, timing, trying to find everyone, but still 6 people. Not exactly the full story, is it? The eyewitness, that breakdown in communication, eyewitness getting triggered by my coverage, even though all I was saying is what the bloody private investigator said. Does the eyewitness have issues with the private investigator now? I don't know, it seems to be all going downhill. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like it, share, but maybe to friends of friends and not on Facebook because of how it was announced that they don't want it to be shared over there. And Travis can comment down below if they do see this video, but hopefully most people don't misunderstand this coverage. It's just simply trying to make sense of it with limited context. So good night, goodbye for now.